Napoleon Bonaparte. The name echoes through history, synonymous with ambition, military genius, and an insatiable thirst for power. Born Napoleon Bonaparte on the island of Corsica in 1769, few could have predicted his meteoric rise. This small island, known for its rugged terrain and independent spirit, would produce one of the most influential figures in modern history. Corsica, a land of vendettas and clan rivalries, instilled in young Napoleon a sense of resilience and cunning. His family of minor noble lineage provided a foundation for his education and ambition. Early on, Napoleon displayed a talent for mathematics and military history, foreshadowing his future path. At the age of 9, Napoleon left Corsica for mainland France, a pivotal moment in shaping his destiny. While mastering French, he faced prejudice as a foreigner, fueling his drive to prove himself. Military school became his proving ground, where his strategic brilliance began to shine. The French Revolution provided an opportune backdrop for Napoleon's ascent. Chaos and uncertainty gripped the nation, creating a vacuum for ambitious individuals. Napoleon, seizing the moment, rose through the ranks of the French army, his tactical genius evident on the battlefields of Italy. Italy became the proving ground for Napoleon's military genius. Tasked with challenging the Austrians, he faced a formidable foe. However, Napoleon's innovative tactics and ability to inspire his troops quickly turned the tide. He employed speed and maneuverability, catching his enemies off guard and securing a string of victories. The Italian campaign showcased Napoleon's strategic brilliance. He recognized the importance of logistics and supply lines, ensuring his troops were well equipped and provisioned. This meticulous planning, coupled with his audacity on the battlefield, demoralized the Austrians. Napoleon's victories in Italy sent shockwaves across Europe. The young general from Corsica had humbled one of the continent's most powerful empires. His name became synonymous with victory, instilling fear in his enemies and admiration among the French people. These early triumphs fueled Napoleon's ambition. He envisioned a France restored to its former glory, a dominant force on the European stage. The Italian campaign was just the beginning. It set the stage for Napoleon's transformation from a brilliant general to a legendary emperor. Napoleon's military genius extended beyond individual battles. He understood the importance of organization, discipline, and morale in forging a formidable fighting force. Under his leadership, the French army, known as the Grande Armée, became a model of military efficiency. Napoleon implemented innovative reforms, transforming the Grande Armée into a meritocratic institution. Promotions were based on ability, not social standing, fostering loyalty and a sense of shared purpose among the ranks. Soldiers were rigorously trained, instilled with a belief in their leader and the glory of France. He recognized the importance of artillery, developing new tactics for its deployment on the battlefield. Napoleon's artillery barrages became legendary, softening enemy lines and demoralizing his opponents. His understanding of combined arms warfare, seamlessly integrating infantry, cavalry, and artillery, revolutionized military strategy. Napoleon's innovations extended to logistics and supply. He implemented a system of core, self-contained units that could operate independently, ensuring his army's mobility and ability to sustain itself even on long campaigns. This logistical prowess proved crucial in Napoleon's future conquests. Austerlitz, the Battle of Three Emperors. This clash of titans, fought on a cold December morning in 1805, would solidify Napoleon's reputation as a military genius and change the course of European history. Facing a numerically superior force of Austrians and Russians, Napoleon used a combination of cunning strategy and sheer audacity. He feigned weakness, drawing the enemy onto ground of his choosing. Then, with masterful precision, he unleashed the full fury of the Grande Armée. Napoleon's plan hinged on a risky maneuver, a deliberate weakening of his right flank to lure the enemy into a trap. The Austro-Russian forces, believing they had the advantage, charged into the trap, only to be met by a devastating French counterattack. The Battle of Austerlitz ended in a decisive French victory. The Allied forces were routed, their losses staggering. Napoleon's triumph at Austerlitz sent shockwaves across Europe, cementing his image as an invincible conqueror and shaping the political landscape for years to come. Section 5. From Jena to Wagram, Napoleon's Blitzkrieg. The years following Austerlitz saw Napoleon's empire expand through a series of swift and decisive victories. From the plains of Prussia to the heart of Austria, Napoleon's armies marched from triumph to triumph, solidifying his grip on continental Europe. At Jena and Auerstedt in 1806, Napoleon's forces shattered the Prussian army, considered one of the finest in Europe. The speed and ferocity of the French attack, a precursor to modern Blitzkrieg warfare, left the Prussians reeling. Jena and Auerstedt marked the end of Prussia's status as a major power. Napoleon's string of victories continued. In 1809, he faced the Austrians once more, this time at the bloody Battle of Wagram. Despite fierce resistance, the Austrians were ultimately defeated, solidifying Napoleon's control over Central Europe. These victories showcased Napoleon's evolving military doctrine. He emphasized speed, maneuverability, and the importance of striking decisive blows. Napoleon's armies, masters of logistics and battlefield tactics, became the envy of Europe. Section 6. The Russian quagmire ambition meets its match. By 1812, Napoleon's empire stretched across Europe. Yet his ambition remained unsated. Russia, a vast and enigmatic land, beckoned. Napoleon's decision to invade Russia would prove to be his undoing, a testament to the limits of even the most brilliant military mind. The invasion of Russia began in June 1812. Napoleon's Grande Armée, the largest military force ever assembled up to that point, crossed the Niemen River, marching towards Moscow. The Russians, however, employed a scorched earth policy, retreating eastward and burning everything in their wake. Napoleon captured Moscow, but the victory rang hollow. The city lay in ruins, and the Russians refused to surrender. As winter approached, Napoleon's army, ravaged by disease, hunger, and the bitter cold, began a harrowing retreat. The retreat from Moscow became a nightmare. Temperatures plummeted, and the French army, ill-prepared for the harsh Russian winter, suffered immensely. Thousands perished from exposure, disease, and relentless attacks by Russian forces. Section 7. The tide turns, Leipzig and the fall of an empire. The disaster in Russia marked a turning point in Napoleon's fortunes. The myth of his invincibility shattered, his enemies sensed weakness. In 1813, a coalition of European powers united against him, determined to break his grip on the continent. The Battle of Leipzig, fought in October 1813, became a pivotal moment in Napoleon's downfall. Outnumbered and facing a resurgent enemy, Napoleon's forces fought bravely but were ultimately overwhelmed. Leipzig, known as the Battle of Nations, marked the beginning of the end for Napoleon's empire. Defeated but not broken, Napoleon returned to France, determined to rally his forces. However, the tide had turned. The Allied armies, emboldened by their victory at Leipzig, advanced into France, their goal the capture of Paris. In April 1814, with Paris surrounded and his empire crumbling, Napoleon abdicated. The emperor, who had once ruled most of Europe, was exiled to the island of Elba, a small island off the coast of Italy. Section 8. Waterloo, the final stand of an emperor. Exile could not contain Napoleon's ambition. In 1815, he escaped Elba and returned to France, greeted by cheering crowds and loyal soldiers. The 100 Days had begun, a desperate attempt to reclaim his lost empire. Europe, however, would not stand for Napoleon's return. A seventh coalition was formed, their armies converging on Belgium, determined to crush Napoleon once and for all. The stage was set for Waterloo, a battle that would decide the fate of Europe and cement Napoleon's legacy. On June 18, 1815, near the village of Waterloo, Napoleon faced a combined British and Prussian army under the command of the Duke of Wellington and Gebhard Leberecht von Blücher. The battle raged for hours, a brutal back-and-forth struggle for supremacy. Despite moments of brilliance, Napoleon's luck had run out. The arrival of Prussian reinforcements turned the tide, and the French army was routed. Waterloo marked the end of Napoleon's reign and the end of the Napoleonic Wars that had consumed Europe for over 2 decades. Section 9. A legacy etched in history, the enduring impact of Napoleon. Napoleon Bonaparte's life was a whirlwind of ambition, military genius, and ultimately tragedy. His rise and fall left an indelible mark on Europe and the world, shaping the political landscape and leaving a legacy that continues to fascinate and inspire. Napoleon's military innovations revolutionized warfare. His emphasis on speed, maneuverability, and combined arms tactics influenced military thinking for generations. The Napoleonic Code, a comprehensive legal system, became a model for many countries, promoting legal equality and influencing civil law throughout Europe and beyond. His conquests, while fueled by ambition, also spread the ideals of the French Revolution: liberty, equality, and fraternity throughout Europe, challenging established orders and sparking nationalist movements. Napoleon's reign, though ultimately ending in defeat, left a lasting impact on the political geography of Europe. Napoleon Bonaparte's life remains a subject of endless fascination. He was a complex figure, a brilliant military strategist, a ruthless conqueror, and a visionary leader who left an indelible mark on history. His story serves as a reminder of the intoxicating allure of power and the enduring legacy of ambition, both in its triumphs and its tragic downfalls.